Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Everything you want to make your girl say, ooh, ooh, why is he so fly? She beats me, never she wanna get freaky. You can get mad if you want to, say whatever you want, but she still gon' give it up. She likes it my way.
Welcome in, happy Tuesday. I hope that you are relaxed and ready to get into all the biggest headlines across entertainment, sports, lifestyle, and culture with me, Jill Munroe, here on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to get into as always. And of course, you know, Andy is always on theme. And we're hearing Usher My Way because Usher is finally breaking down about all of those viral moments with women. And he is here to let you know that it is not his intent to be a home wrecker. So we're going to get into what he had to say about it. And, you know, of course, the question that always comes up is there a line? Is he doing too much? Simply. You know what I'm going to say, but we'll get into that later. And of course, speaking of concerts and our favorites, the presale for the Cowboy Carter tour has dropped, and the Beehive is a little upset. The pocketbooks are feeling a little stressed, feeling the pressure. And the presale wait times, the ticket prices, all of it, you know, it's got them stressed. Andy?
Weren't they upset last time?
They're always upset.
Exactly.
I mean, and they're probably going to show up and pay it. But, I mean, how long? How much blood, Beyonce? But, you know, they'll be there. And there's still more dates being released as well. So we're going to get into that. But, of course, before we do all of that, you know, I got to get into a couple of little conversation starters. These are topics of things that you need to be aware of, but we don't have to get into the full thing. So we've been talking a lot of Jello Ball lately. Tweaker is out there burning down the charts. It is a TikTok sensation. Got him a multi-million-dollar deal with Def Jam. He's performing this Saturday, All-Star Saturday night in San Francisco at the Chase Center. And, you know, what goes along with being a rapper / athlete, but female drama, baby mama drama. So the middle ball brother got it. Let's just say he's doing a lot right now. You know, he recently had his second child with Miss Nikki Baby. She formerly of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. And Nikki recently put out on social media this week that he was for the streets. He is with a new young lady. And this young lady, I believe she used to be on Wild and Out at one point in time. Popular girl on Instagram. Pretty young lady, naturally. And she also has ties to, and Nicki put out that this young lady might also be with child. Mind you, Nicki just had, like I said, their second child a few months ago. The young lady is denying it, but they are together. They were spotted hand in hand in the streets of New Orleans during the Super Bowl. Jello's not hiding it. She looks to have a matching tattoo with Jello, which is interesting because one of the other guys that she used to mess with, she has a matching tattoo of him. And oh yeah, he's an athlete because they love a referral. Tim Anderson. I don't know if you're familiar with the drama that Tim Anderson has had between his wife and another side chick and an outside child. But this young lady was also dating him at some point and has a tattoo. It all gets tricky in the field. But are you really, really embracing the full hip-hop athlete experience if you don't have a little woman drama up in the mix? Not really, right, Andy?
Are you cool with a 12-age difference?
With Nicki and
Jello Ball.
Listen, she said the new chick is older. If they like it, I love it. At some point, the game was going to switch, right? They've been looking at, much like with Drea, much like with Bernice, they've been looking at these young ladies online. These are some of their fantasies. They're moving in different circles, so why not? We'll see. Do you know what I'm saying? What do you think that they're going to do with them? Take their money? You think the young girls aren't going to take their money, if that's what we're talking about?
No,
unplanned,
like when Bill Belichick brought, his date, it was kind of somewhat of a big deal. Or anytime a man is older, significantly older than the woman, it's always an issue. So I was just kind of curious to know your perspective on. And 12 years, not that much, but they kind of got together when LiAngelo was 2021.
I mean, and Melo's girlfriend is significantly older as well.
I didn't know that.
He's with Instagram girl, Anna Montana.
I know about Anna Montana.
Yeah, so they've been together for years. So it's the thing right now. It's the thing, But
it's still not an issue, though.
I feel like if people are adults are going to go through things, right? And they're going to be in adult situations. And these young men are in positions that I'm not saying they shouldn't be protected. I'm not saying they should be taken advantage of, but everybody is an adult. And if everybody's an adult, when it's flipped the other way, everybody's an adult this way as well.
Because Jaden Daniels' moms ain't having it.
She thinks. And I understand her wanting to protect her son, and she's not wrong in putting that bug in his ear and looking out for him. She's not wrong at all. However, there's a young lady that's going to have a wiggle that no matter what she says, he's not going to be able to do anything about it. When we come forward, we're going to get into Usher, Beyonce, and all these other trending topics and headlines. You are locked in with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services resource for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cow-cruise-news.com. That's cowcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back into KBLA Talk 1580. Here with Jill Munroe and your entertainment news update. We are about to bring in Nick Hamilton from Nitecast Media to help me break down these topics. I will say this, though. Welcome in, Nick. I do think that it's going to be interesting one day, because I promise you, all of these new kids, they are related. I feel like all of these athletes and Instagram models are having kids with each other, and think about how many different ways Bow Wow and Future and their children are related and things like that. Like, there's going to be so many dots to connect between these, different facets of family life and stuff. That's going to be interesting. But welcome in, Nick. How are you?
Black, blessed, and highly favored. How you doing?
I'm amazing. So we didn't get to hear your thoughts about the Super Bowl and Kendrick. Give us those really quickly.
I thought it was amazing. I thought Kendrick created art. I thought it was a win for the culture, a win for the West Coast. And for people that said it was cool or all right, that's cool. That's their opinion. Everybody has their opinion. But for people that said it was the worst halftime show or it was boring, apparently they don't read past the third grade comprehension level. So it wasn't for you. So see yourself on out the door, and don't let the doorknob hit you in the splits.
And as Andy has just mentioned, it is reportedly the most viewed halftime show ever.
Hello.
The YouTube views surpassed the amount of views Usher's show did in a year. It did it in one day, right? And of course, there's also a run on Thicky Lamar, because people love those $1,600 Celine bell bottoms that he was rocking, and they are unisex. So Mimi asked last night, guy or girl, you could get your Kendrick look-alike look on in that. So shout out to that.
Yeah, I love Dot, but I ain't rocking that.
You're not rocking the jeans? They're not for you?
Absolutely not.
That's a fashion no for you?
Nope. But, respect to Dot. He did his thing. He maintained it. And, we don't know what's going to come about this new fashion deal. Maybe he gets a clothing line or a fashion deal out of it. Who knows?
Is that in his wheelhouse? I feel like, it could be. But I feel like that's not something that he's really interested in. I could be wrong.
No, but if it's a check involved, he'd be crazy. If it's a sizable enough check involved, he'd be crazy not to take it.
But Kendrick is all about not, the art and not selling out. I'm saying it's not a problem if it was something that he was legitimately interested in. I'm just saying if it was just something for a money grab, it might be kind of like, et tu, Brute? But anyway. Those are just my thoughts. So let's get into this Usher story. We spent a lot of time last year. We mentioned Usher at the Super Bowl. Earlier this fall, people were going crazy about the cherries at his show. You know, a lot of women were
Right.
showing out. A lot of men expressed their men and women expressed their displeasure at how the young ladies and men were carrying themselves. And, you know, one of the biggest catalysts for this conversation, of course, was during Usher's residency, his moment with Keke Palmer. And so the two recently sat down on her podcast, excuse me, baby, this is Keke Palmer, to discuss it. And Usher wants us all to know he's not trying to wreck homes or cause any problems. He's simply trying to entertain. So the question I want to ask for you, Nick, after we hear this is, do you think that at this point it's too far? It's too risque for, you know, Usher, who is 40s now, new wife, young children. Should he, you know, not eradicate it, but maybe tone it back? Let's hear what he had to say first.
The purpose of whatever you're creating to service entertainment,
Yes.
then it'll be okay. Now, again, I don't want to take any responsibility for breaking anybody's home up, but that wasn't the purpose and point. It was for you to have a good time with your girls, come out there and just enjoy. I don't remember the last time that, you know, I had experiences like that or either went to shows like this. I'm always trying to find things that I think are fun. Vegas was intended to be intimate.
And you're being light about it, but the wisdom that you gave me will forever be cherished. Because I don't think people understand also, like, I'm an entertainer, I'm a performer, this is what I do, but also, like, I have a life that I don't perform.
Right.
That I have to also live in balance with the people that maybe only know me personally.
Right.
And don't know I'm entertaining.
So the question that I want to know is like, have we reached extremes? Like, is there a limit? Do you feel there should be some change when one becomes married or, you know, a mother or whatever the case may be? Or are we just, whatever the flow is whatever the flow is? What are your thoughts, Nick?
I think people overreact. I mean, the man is an entertainer. I mean, you go to his show because you want to be entertained in the way you want to be entertained, and he's exactly right. I mean, I think people overreact. People are trying to make, you know, a mountain out of a molehill. And to me, you know exactly what you're getting with an Usher show. You know exactly what he's going to provide because that's his lane to provide it. It's no, you know, I mean, people act like they out here getting butt naked and all that other stuff. Now, if that was happening, yeah, you know, if you was on the Chippendales tour, then yeah, you may want to scale it back a bit because you do, as you mentioned, you have a wife or you have young children or what have you, you know, and you're getting older, of course. But this ain't the case. You know, it's fantasy, it's entertainment, and that's what ladies pay to go to an Usher show for. They pay to see Usher entertain them.
And do you feel the same way about Keke, saying, you know, she is a personality, she was being entertaining in that moment? Because it is true. They both gave the audience a moment with that. And Keke has a very big personality, and I believe she was playing into that. Of course, it didn't help that her man did what he did, but do you hold that same space for women?
Yeah, most definitely. I think, but you have to have a conversation with your significant other too. You can't blindside your significant other. And I think that may have been the case with Keke Palmer. I don't think they had a conversation.
No, well,
because I think for the most part, I think if you have a conversation, right, and you have a conversation, say, look, baby, I'm about to go do X, Y, and Z. You may see this. You know how it is. You know what my celebrity status is, and all of that. But you got to be, as a man in that relationship, you got to be confident in your woman and in your relationship to know that your woman ain't gonna be trying to, you know, step out on you or do nothing crazy. I don't think Keke was trying to step out with Usher on her dude.
Right,
I think she got caught up in the moment.
Well, let me give you a comparison because there's quite a few people that are upset with Serena Williams. There was a caller that called into the show last night to complain about it. Stephen A. Smith said that if he was married to Serena, he would divorce her because of what she did at the Super Bowl on Sunday night. Obviously, not even to the degree of what Keke did, but people are still upset. And Serena's husband was very much informed about what was going on, and people are
Right.
still like, last night in the chat, I think, I don't know if it was Forrest or Morris, one of them, maybe it was someone else, said that Serena's husband was a beta male. So I don't think that when people say, oh, they can accept it as entertainment for Usher, but can they really for women? Because look at how people are in their feelings
Yeah.
about what Serena did. And it was just, a wobbly script walk.
Listen, I think people need to mind their damn business. That's the problem. Because if her husband ain't spoke out on it, her husband didn't say anything about it, most people need to have a tall glass and shut the hell up. Because it's none of your damn business. Mind your business. Handle your business. If you talk about what Stephen A. said, first of all, Stephen A. is capping because he would have absolutely allowed Serena. It's freaking Serena Williams, for God's sakes. Knock it off. You would have allowed that to happen. And Serena didn't even do anything. She was out there sea-walking and representing Compton and the West Coast
Right.
on a halftime show. She was by herself. She wasn't even with nobody. You know what I mean? So if her husband don't have a problem with it, who are we to have a problem with that? People have selective outrage, and I'm getting real sick and tired of people having selective outrage on business that does not concern them. If it don't directly bother you, shut up. If you don't agree with it, fine. Don't agree with it. But nobody wants to hear your 2.5 cents of your third grade thoughts about a subject that don't even concern you. No one cares. It's much to do about nothing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if Serena's husband came out and made a statement, now we have a different argument. Now we have a different conversation, right? Much like how Keke Palmer's ex-dude came out and said something on social media about her interaction with Usher, right? But the thing about it is, I don't care. Because I think people have selective outrage. And I think people want to be mad at stuff that they just simply want to be mad at, or read too much into something that they simply want to read too much into. And it's really about nothing. And so that's where I stand with it. I think people need to live their life the way they want to live it. And as long as it's not directly affecting you, just enjoy it. If you're going to enjoy it, enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, turn the channel. As my man Kendrick say, turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
Andy, you look like you have some thoughts to add.
Yeah, I stepped out for a little bit. I hope I didn't miss out on anything. But considering Kendrick's performance, right, and the layers behind his performance, the symbolism behind that, Serena Williams' crip walking wasn't just about Drake.
Right.
You
and
know what
she
I mean?
came out and said that when Kendrick approached her and asked her, they made reference specifically to what she did at Wimbledon. Nyanza mentioned it last night as well, that for them, it was more about that moment. Now, I'm not going to give you that it was all about that moment, but I believe that as Kendrick deals in a lot of double entendres and everything is layered, as you pointed out, Andy, I 100% believe that it was for both things, because the whole point of it was to, show the hypocrisy in America in that regard. Fahima says, Jill, Jennifer Hudson was at Usher's show in Vegas with Common. I agree with your guess for once. Meaning what? Meaning that people are outraged for no reason, or that they should mind their business. I mean, a lot of women, Sweetie went, I mean, it was a thing. Taraji, a lot of women went and had that moment before, because it was a point in the show, before that happened with Keke. It's just that her man reacting sent it into a lot of conversation and a lot of debate. And that's why I brought up Serena, because Serena obviously, is just performing and has her man's approval, if we're going to term it like that. Not that she necessarily needs it. And she's still being criticized and critiqued. So obviously there's no correct way to go about it, just in the name of entertainment, right? Because it's not we look and we don't judge. I know it's listen, but
I mean, like I said, I think people just have nothing else better to do, and so they rather, engage or involve themselves in things, and they want to, say whatever or do whatever, because we're in that age where, people say things without consequence, and so I think, like I said, I don't have a problem with what Keke did. I don't have a problem with Serena Williams did. I think people people just need to live their life, man. Go have some fun for yourself, man.
This is facts. Morris Phillips says, what difference does it make, really? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, not much, but perception is reality. And a lot of, what is the word I'm looking for? Negativity was thrown at Kiki for that. Questions about her as a mother, as a woman, and whether or not we believe that stuff has an impact, much like athletes talk about, after a certain amount of time, journalists saying negative stuff, I heard. Somehow it makes its way into the conversation for negotiations, for roles, for partnerships. If people are like, she's just, a crash out, or how that stuff goes. So no, it doesn't matter, but your reputation can get dirtied up really easily based off of someone's opinion of things. And I think that is why we take note of it, because it is hard to move ahead sometimes, and people will use the smallest thing to knock you back. So that's it with that. Lucas Frank says, if you're happy with your husband, you don't stay talking about your ex. It's just common sense. Has Serena been talking about her ex, or has Drake been talking about her? And perhaps in this moment, in addition to the Wimbledon moment, she used this opportunity to, get a little get back. She's allowed that. Men can do, or other people, whomever you deem, can do whatever they want and be a menace, be a, heck on wheels, like 50. But if a woman responds, all of a sudden she's pressed and she still has feelings and she's doing too much. Got to think about that. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to have more on this topic. Then we're going to get into also the Beyonce ticket sales, plus more trending topics and headlines with Nick Hamilton from Nightcast Media. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. News, traffic, and sports on the other side.
Shotgun in my drop, having fun with the Don system, based on conversation about how she been chasing me and facing me, saying give it to me now, baby.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. A judge has ordered health agencies to restore deleted web pages removed under President Trump's executive order on gender ideology. He ruled the move was unlawful, noting it harms everyday Americans, especially the underprivileged seeking health care. Wall Street is closing mixed after Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell signaled the central bank is in no rush to ease monetary policy. Testifying on Capitol Hill, Powell said the U.S. economy remains strong overall, but noted inflation is still above the Fed's 2% goal. Fort Liberty in North Carolina is reverting to Fort Bragg, undoing efforts to cut Confederate ties. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered the change, now honoring World War II soldier Private First Class Roland Bragg. Many in the black community see this as a setback. And Black Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is updating residents on Palisades fire recovery, noting power restoration to most homes and the start of Phase 2 of debris removal. I'm Amber Payton on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
In Pasadena, it's a stall on the 210. This is on the eastbound side before Allen Avenue. Carpool lane is blocked. And that drive, it's going to be a tough one, getting away from just about Mountain. Now, beyond the stall, the drive remains heavy all the way to Foothill Boulevard. It's also a tough drive out of Santa Monica, 10 eastbound from Cloverfield, across Mid-City all the way to the 5 in Boyle Heights. It's the southbound side of the 5 that loads up in Burbank from Olive all the way to the 605. And you're slow in Ontario, 10 eastbound, getting away from Vineyard, delays all the way to Cherry and Fontana.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Is this the time? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The undefeated UCLA women's basketball team remains the #1 team in the country in this week's Associated Press Top 25 poll. UCLA is 23-0, 11-0 in the Big Ten Conference. The top 4 after UCLA, Notre Dame, Texas, South Carolina, and LSU. USC moved up from 7 to 6. USC is 21-2, 11-1 in the Big Ten. The Trojans are at home Thursday night against UCLA. Before making his debut with the Lakers Monday night, Luka Doncic made a $500,000 donation to relief efforts for victims of the wildfires in LA County. For HBCU alumni in the LA area, circle this date on your calendar, Saturday, October 25th. That's the date for the premiere of the Las Vegas HBCU Classic, a pretty good football matchup between Grambling and Jackson State at Allegiant Stadium, home of the NFL Las Vegas Raiders. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
I have a dream today.
They said it couldn't be done. They said we wouldn't make it. But history had other plans. This February, KBLA Talk 1580 celebrates the dreamers, the doers, and the breakthrough makers of Black History Month. Your station, your stories. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Fatherhood includes being present during pregnancy, delivery, and beyond, supporting your partner and advocating for your baby's health. Black fathers play a key role in reducing maternal and infant health inequalities. Join the free AIM Fatherhood Program and make a difference. Visit blackinfantsandfamilies.org/fatherhood.
You carry a lot. The needs of your family and friends, the responsibilities of work and home, and that doesn't stop when your period starts. New Always Ultra Thin pads are designed to keep up with your busy life. When an unexpected gush hits, you need to trust that your pad has your back and your flow. With new and improved rapid dry technology, Always Ultra Thin now absorbs 3 times faster than the leading size 2 store brand pad, so you can feel cleaner, drier, and fresher. Always Ultra Thin. Always gush ready.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, so shout out to Devil's Pie. Not only is it D'Angelo's birthday, this was the first project that I worked on, the only project that I worked on that I got a platinum plaque for. And I just found it last week. I've been looking for it for forever. I didn't know what I did with it. So shout out to D'Angelo for getting me my first platinum plaque. And happy birthday, Brandy. Happy birthday, Kelly Rowland. All the Aquariuses in the building. I think Brandy is getting her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame sometime this week. If not today, I know it's soon. So shout out to her on Double Shot. So listen, speaking of divas, not divas, you know, I just mean stars. Beyonce announced a couple of days ago that, we would all be forking out lots of money if we wanted to see Cowboy Carter live. So we know the pre-sale started today. The tickets are between $70 for the nosebleeds up to around $700 for, the better seats. But we know that that's probably not even the real price, right? Because they're going to go up. However, if you wanted to get one of those VIP packages, they have options like Real Life Boogie, Buckin' Honey Pit, or Sweet Honey Pit. Those are going from $700 to $3,000. Now, for me, I'm not paying $3,000 to stand up in a pit and be bumped around. But I understand wanting to be in proximity to Beyonce, right? And I also understand that going to the concerts is an experience, but fans were reportedly upset as they received delay. This is just the pre-sale. This isn't the general public. This is the pre-sale. They go on sale to the general public, I believe, on Friday. So the question is, at this point in time, how much are you willing to spend for a live concert experience? Like, what is the dollar amount that you put on going to the venue? I'm not including a meal. I'm not including parking, drinks. I am talking about the actual ticket for the show. Andy? Nick? Oh, Nick, go ahead. Yeah, Nick.
I think it also depends on who's the performer, right? Like, for me, I'm a huge Outkast fan. So I think if Outkast reunited, and did a show, I'm paying at least $500. It's worth it, and I'm gonna get good seats because I don't like my nose to bleed. So I like getting good seats where I can see them when they don't look like ants. So yeah, I'm gonna pay like $500-$600 for a ticket.
So
sure.
let's talk about this, right? Because Beyonce is doing stadium tours, right? At SoFi, Kendrick and SZA are coming at the end of May to SoFi. So they will be there within a month of each other, right? Ticket prices around the same amount. When Usher was at Intuit Dome last September, I'm just giving, concert tours that are out there, which is an arena, not a stadium. So there's a difference of the amount of people in there, what's happening, and so forth. Floor seats were about $800 for Usher in the Intuit Dome, right? So kind of think around those price points. $500 is the max you'd pay for a group, and that's for a group that you really, really like. No, I'm saying for a group that you really, really love. So if Outkast was at Intuit,
I'll pay $500-$600.
Okay,
I'll pay $500-$600, and I'll be close enough because it depends on the venue, but I'll be close enough. But you got to understand, you got to pay to play these days. Like these tour companies ain't playing. Like if you want to see your favorite, R&B, hip hop star, whoever, band, whatever, you gonna pay to play. And you got to be willing to do that. And as far as these Beyonce tickets go, there's going to be a lot of past due rent notices being put on doors after this concert tour goes off.
And, let's not forget about the cowboy chic that's going to be unveiled. Cowboy boots and cowboy hats. Hee-haw. And I'm not mad at it. Once again, it is happening on my birthday. So if anybody wants to get me a gift. Andy, what's the most you'd pay, and who would the artist be?
Shout out to Nick, man. $500, $600. That's a lot. And I'm assuming you're pretty much talking about like the floor, right? Or that, what is that, the 100 level?
Yeah.
The first bowl level?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
for sure.
I went to WrestleMania a couple years ago, and I'm using that as a barometer.
Okay.
And I paid about $250-ish each night. So that was $500 for 2 nights. But I was in the 200 level. And for wrestling, I felt like that was decent. Could I have got a little bit closer? Yes. Considering that layout, the concert layout, no more than $300.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be a little bit above, but I think I'm okay with that.
Okay. I see in the chat Lucas Frank threw out $5,000. Baller. I heard that. You're doing the whole package experience where you get to go and, like Chris Brown, take the picture with them backstage and do all of the things, and they give you a little goodie bag with a poster and a shirt and a little bag. Forrest Harrison says, I paid as much as $800 for a box seat at the Hollywood Bowl for a jazz concert, though. And Fahima says, I'm waiting for the Cowboy Carter movie. I'll be watching at a fraction of the cost. I understand that. So I have what, Andy?
I was gonna say, man, I love our people, but we got some money now. We got some money.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if we over here coughing up that dollar amount for concert stuff and all that, man.
I mean, because the thing is, right now, especially coming off of the pandemic, concerts are about an experience now. There are not many things that you can go to live and in person and be immersed into a whole experience. And I think that when people coming off of being, the shutdown, the lockdown for, what was that, a month, 2 months maybe? And then, the restricted access after that, people really wanted to dive into things that were in person. And, when I used to work in marketing back in the day, one of the things that we always talked about was giving the consumer or the client, whomever, an experience. And it's true. When you give someone an experience, they're locked in. So it's not surprising to me that we continue to see these concert ticket prices going up. If you look at Live Nation stock, this is not financial advice, it has continued over the past 2 years, despite the threat of the lawsuit and the government going in and, trying to break up their monopoly, to expand. So you people aren't playing around. You are going to spend top dollar for your concert experience. And I get it, but I just don't know if I am even every other year $1,000 a ticket person, because it's a lot of tours. So you mean you dropping $2,000 in May for Kendrick and SZA and Beyonce? We haven't even gotten to the clothes yet, or the parking, because it is $100 to park at SoFi. Listen, when we come forward, we have more trending topics and headlines. Your boy Kanye then messed around and lost his Shopify store. Plus, more headlines. All that and more on the other side. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
If you've struggled to lose weight in the past, this important message is for you, because you could lose as much as 50 pounds or more with Zelfie. Zelfie makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelfie providers can prescribe FDA-approved GLP-1 weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight, like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others. Plus, help get the medication covered by insurance, so it's as little as $0 a month.
The doctors are super helpful, and the meds have been a game changer. It's the first program I've had success with.
Before Zelfie, I was unable to lose weight, even though I was eating healthy and exercising 6 days a week. Zelfie helped me not only lose weight, but I feel so much better.
Text GOAL to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy or Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text GOAL to 200-300. That's GOAL to 200-300. GOAL to 200-300.
The following is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales or vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit fvgradio.com. If you want a complimentary stay in Cancun at a luxury resort, then Family Vacation Getaways may have your ticket to paradise. We're giving away a 5-day and 4-night stay to the first qualified 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now, 800-868-6431, 800-868-6431. You may also be eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $398. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and you may be eligible to get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $398. What are you waiting for? Call 800-868-6431. Again, call 800-868-6431 and give us your answer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-511-2112. That's 800-511-2112. 800-511-2112.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back into KBLA Talk 1580 for your entertainment news update with Jill Munroe. So, Nick Hamilton, while I have you on the line, we have seen the debut of Luka, so you know I couldn't let it pass without hearing your thoughts, what you think so far of what we've seen.
I mean, it's still early. It's one game. They're undefeated with one game, but I think this is more, like I said before, it's more of a trade of the future. I think it's post-LeBron. I don't think they're going to win any championships together, but I do think once Luka becomes the franchise face of that team, and they'll be able to attract out other stars to play around Luka, because there's a lot of players that want to play with Luka. I think Luka will be an NBA champion, if not twice over, with the Los Angeles Lakers at some point.
Okay, so what do you think the ceiling is for the Lakers this season?
Play-in tournament.
Really?
Yep.
And so I saw you down there at the Clippers facility with watching Ben Simmons work out. What do you think their ceiling is this season?
That ceiling's going to be interesting because they got so many guys that have to work into the offense and the defense. I mean, speaking with Ty Lue today, he's still trying to figure out, who's going to be in the second unit that they're going to be able to run with. That's going to be the most effective. I mean, when I watched Ben Simmons today working out with Zubac, I thought that was a nice little tandem between those two to have two bigs. But you have Ben Simmons who's finally healthy, that can run the floor like a point guard, but has the size of a big.
So you think the Clippers have more upside this season than the Lakers do at this point?
I don't know if they have more upside. I don't know if they have more upside. I think that it's just wait and see. You know what I mean? It's like we have to wait and see, especially in the second half of the season. Obviously, that's when everybody kind of turns it up a notch. But I just don't, like I said, I think the Lakers are a play-in tournament team. They may make the first round, but I don't see them going any deeper than that. I think you got two other teams that are in their way, known as the OKC Thunder and the Denver Nuggets.
But
apparently Denver is their daddy.
Yeah, but
Denver is their daddy.
Brother Nick.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Brother Nick, I got to jump in.
Ahead.
We're currently in the fourth seed, my brother. 6-game winning streak. This is even before Luka came. Play-in tournament, my brother.
Okay. Again, while you take your cape off for a second and understand that Denver is y'all daddy. And until you beat Denver in a playoff series, which you have yet to prove, Denver is still going to be your daddy. And OKC ain't far behind because there's no answer. The Lakers play defense with a tuxedo on. They don't have enough defenders on this team in a 7-game series to win convincingly. They don't. The last Knicks trade would have given them an added big that they could have used that added big. Now they don't really. I know they made a trade today, and that's But overall, in a 7-game series against Denver or OKC, I'm picking Denver or OKC out of that situation.
Give me the second round at least.
Series.
Second round at least.
No. First round, yes. Second round, no.
All right, Nick Hamilton from Nitecast Media. I want to thank you as always for tapping in with us. Let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Nick Hamilton LA, on Twitter at Nick Hamilton 213. You can catch me on YouTube at youtube.com/@NitecastMediaTV. Thank you so much, Jill. Congratulations on the platinum plaque, by the way.
What? That is old as dirt, but thank you. I appreciate it. I'm just happy I found it.
Hey, you found it. You found it. You went to the archives.
I went to the garage. But, close enough. All right. Thanks, Nick. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Have a great one now.
Now, Nick is down on our Lakers. They're our Lakers now. Yes, they are. But we'll see what happens. I have higher hopes for them, but we can talk about that another time. In other things that don't make sense, did you know that Soulja Boy and Marlon Wayans had a back and forth today on it is still Twitter to me. They're still going at it? So I'm not sure what started this, right? I don't know. I just know that Soulja Boy tweeted, Marlon Wayans, you are a B word and you're not funny. Shut up. Keep selling your soul and sucking up for the hire, right? So Marlon responded, and if it were me, I would not want to get into a back and forth or Jones, and isn't that what they used to call it? The dozens with a Wayans, right? Because they're just going to keep coming. It's just going to be a barrage. They're not going to shut up. It's too many of them, so they don't have die in them. They're going to keep going forever. But Soulja Boy doesn't care. We know he's a crash out. So Marlon responded with, says the coon that jumped over the moon. I'm going to tell you I fell out. And then it just kept going from there. And I want to know why. Soulja Boy then went on live and talked about how he is much more than the Wayans could ever be because he never had to put on a dress. And we have been having this dress debate about comedy for a very, very, very long time now. And White Chicks is considered one of our classics, right? It was, as far as a comedy, I'm not talking about a black classic. There's different type of classics. There's comedies, there's black classics, there's black classics. Do you know what I mean? There's different levels. But I think White Chicks is something that people have consistently said is funny. They point to. The characters are kind of iconic. It did a lot for Terry Crews, Busy Phillips, and others that were in that film. It's something that people point to a great deal. And let us not forget the fact that no matter what you think of it, a major film studio release was written, produced by Marlon and Sean. The Wayans family. I can't wait. I know somebody has to be working on a documentary about the entire family and their journey and just all of the things that they're connected to, with Keenan being connected to Eddie Murphy's early specials and Robert Townsend and, all of the things that make up the family, in addition to the things we know, like in Living Color and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I do wonder why people find it so easy to disrespect like Marlon in the way. Is it because he's the baby? Are we still in the notion of you got put on by nepotism, you're not really funny? Because Marlon has done dramatic roles. He has some roles in some classic black films like Above the Rim. He has Scary Movie. Everybody loves Scary Movie, right? So I just wonder why it is so easy to brush off, overlook. And again, I get it, Soulja Boy and the crash out, but it's starting to come around. There's a lot of conversation about it, but why don't the Wayans get the same type of love as other black families that we point out and, hold dearly as far as entertainment, juggernauts and things of that nature? Because they legitimately, when you talk about generational wealth and putting your people on, all of the extended family members write, produce, executive produce, stage talent, whatever, on all of their projects. It's definitely a family affair, and they got a big family. So it's not like, one or two. It is like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of them. So I just wonder why people find it so easy to be dismissive of them and not recognize what they have done as far as entertainment and putting people on and all of the things we say we cheer for. Andy?
I think unfortunately, the White Chicks movie seems to stick out as probably the
problematic,
the most. I was gonna say the most popular project amongst the family, right?
Amongst the family?
Amongst the family.
No, you think so? Bigger than
up there.
Bigger than In Living Color?
That's the reason why I was having struggle with me saying that that's the most popular. But people always bring White Chicks. They always bring that up. So that movie must have did something or whatnot.
No, it definitely did. I mean, Blank Man, you know, the Wayans Brothers TV show, My Wife and Kids. They're on CBS right now. Papa's House with Damon Jr. and Damon Sr.
Right.
I mean...
Well, you know what, Jill? It's Black History Month. We giving them flowers right now here at KBLA.
Shout out to the Wayans family. Kim, I think I was looking at the early A Different World episodes. Kim Wayans was on season 1 of A Different World. Like, their family puts it in. Kim directs things now and stuff. So, I mean.
Also, you know me. You know, the conspiracy guy. So, Marlon Wayans has a tour coming up.
Yeah. You think this is PR? You think he's taken from.
Potentially.
I mean. It is the 50 Cent book of scandal does work. Listen, I was going to get into a 50 story. We'll save it for tomorrow. But I do want to ask you guys for you to ponder, and you can beat it up in the comments too. What is 50 doing with BMF and Big Meech? You built this whole franchise. Of course, it could go away. And we know that 50 doesn't care, but... And obviously, Big Meech is not in a position to really retaliate or wild out. But at some point, don't you have to stop killing your loved ones with a harsh discipline, 50? Like, must we always go through this where now you're calling the man a rat? Like, I thought that was not a thing that you would want to say. I thought those were not things you want to put out there. But a conversation for another day. Listen, thank you so much for locking in. Make sure you are back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. for all your entertainment news, updates, and trending topics. Coming up next, you know what it is. You're about to get deep into the conversations with Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. Make sure that you are locked and loaded in here every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. I said that, but I'm going to say it again. Reminder. Thanks, you guys.
Main ingredients to this dish goes like this. Here's the list: materialistic, greed and lust, jealousy, envy, bread, dough, cheese, splash, stash, cash and cream, temperatures at high degrees. Come to feast. Well, is this all about? Apocalypse, ain't no doubt. Everybody's holding out.